Hi, my name is David Ranke. I'm the founder and CEO of StyleHop Corp. We are doing something that's never been done in fashion before. We're creating forward-looking predictive analytics. The problem in fashion is that no one has ever had a data point to help merchants and buyers make better decisions about which dresses, skirts, shirts, and sweaters to put on their floor 6 months down the road. They rely exclusively on the intuition of these experts, and unfortunately to disastrous results. We have created the first ever forward-looking predictive analytics through crowdsourcing. We have identified and created a proprietary panel of consumers who have predictive capabilities at identifying what's going to be hot 6 to 8 months down the road. If you look at the problem, it's big. Our research with pilot clients that include Ann Taylor and limited stores suggests that retailers do a very poor job, and in fact the numbers bear it out. 25 cents of every single dollar that a retailer puts into retail is lost due to markdowns because of the mismatch between supply and demand. In other words, they lost sales because they didn't buy enough of the right dress, and they lost sales because they had to mark down the sale of a dress that they bought too many of, the wrong dress. Where we come in is we crowdsource the assortment decision. We help them identify the right dresses and the wrong dresses. And we do it with very fast turnaround market research from our panel. We're talking 48 hours. The way it works is, and the way we've done it with both Ann Taylor and limited stores, is they upload digital photos of the styles that they're considering, and we let our panelists take a look at them. Our panelists don't share their personal opinions, rather they share their predictions for how these styles are going to perform for our clients. We evaluate, we both screen and evaluate our panelists on an ongoing basis based on their predictive capabilities. We do testing before any panelist is accepted. It's less than 1% of prospective panelists that actually becomes a panelist for StyleHop. Our analytics, the way in which we capture the data that the panelists give to us and turn it into actionable data, relies on analytics that were developed by my advisor, Andrew King. He's an MIT-trained PhD, and he's currently a professor at Dartmouth. The other piece of magic, I would say, is that we understand the fashion industry. There's a lot of cultural impediments, and we're very much focused on creating a simple, lightweight solution. This is software as a service, on demand, and highly scalable. Let's talk about market size. We believe this is a winner-take-all market. About $100 billion in the US alone is spent on fast fashion, the type of fashion that you can't use last year's history to accurately project the future. That's our sweet spot. Of that 90 to $100 billion, about $23 billion is lost every year due to the mismatch between supply and demand. Improving that just 15% is a $3.5 billion improvement in the industry, and we believe the provider or providers that can do that are going to capture around 20% of the value they create. So we believe this is a $700 million market. We're charging our pilot clients right now in the neighborhood of $150,000 to $350,000 a year for our forecasting service, depending on how many studies they perform and how large of a panel they use. We're in final negotiations with Talbot's. We believe that after we penetrate fashion, there are adjacent markets available to us, including home furnishings, new items for consumer products, certainly beauty care. A little bit about myself. I came from the fashion industry, spent 7 years as a vice president at Liz Claiborne. I was hired by the CEO, spent a number of years moving around in different functional roles, getting a bird's eye view of how this industry works. Prior to getting my MBA at Harvard, I was at Procter & Gamble, where I was in both sales and brand management. Part of what we will be doing in the coming days, if you think about the risks in this business, we've kind of knocked out 2 of them. We've knocked out identifying that our tool works. We have very high, and I'll share this when I present, we have very high predictive capability by our panelists, significantly higher than what our clients clients are able to do on their own, and this leads to significant gross margin improvements. We've proven that. Number two, we've signed up 2 clients and we're in close stages with a 3rd client. We've proven that there's a market for what we're doing. The third thing that we need to do, the third risk that we're focusing on addressing, is building out the software as a service. This includes the client interface, client dashboard for results, as well as the panel environment, not only where panelists take our surveys, but as also how they manage their status, and within our community of panelists, they're graded and they're very conscious of how well they're doing relative to their peers at predicting what's hot. So that's where our headset's going to be over the coming months, is building out that software, and that's what has really interested me in being a part of this IBM program. Thank you for your time. I hope I kept it short enough for y'all.